Hello, everyone. I'm the Fiery Diva, and welcome to the Hot Flash Room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is the Hot Flash Room? For those who are just now hearing my voice for the first time, the Hot Flash Room is a 10-minute commentary. And the Diva just say, just what's on her mind, right? And it only takes like 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden, just like a hot flash, it just suddenly goes away. Okay, now who is the Fiery Diva? Country girl from the South, born and raised in the South. Every now and then you're going to hear that country dialect, all right? I have a radio and television background. But once again, that country dialect comes out, especially when I get heated up, all right? But today's commentary is, ironically, country prophets. And it's all about the clips, right? So I'm gonna let you guys hear this clip real fast, all right? So just hang on 1 second, bear with me.
Y'all know when Latinos, I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings or nothing like that. But I've been seeing on TikTok where people talking about what North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, all of them started that Southern Soul Trail rise. Let me tell you something. I'm an 80 baby. It ain't no who started it. It's where it originated at. I ain't got no true facts of where it originated at, but I know it started in the country, baby. Because I'm an 80s baby. We've been doing this shit when I was a little bitty girl. We've been cooking hogs, wearing cowboy boots and hats, and people riding horses and all that. All y'all new people coming in, new kids on the block, just born in your 2000, baby. This ain't nothing that y'all started at all. Trust me. This shit started a long time ago. And guess what? We knew how to have a good time. We didn't have to go out here and shoot up nothing and have fights and nothing like that. We would party from with 5, 6 o'clock in the evening all the way to the next morning. People get drunk, fall in the ditch. We pick them up the next day. We used to have a good time, and we was proud to be country. You hear me? So it ain't where it started at. It's where it originated at, and it originated in the South, in the deep South. I'm talking about cows, maneuver. I'm talking about chillings, hog maws, fish fries. I'm talking about that good old time that we used to have. It wasn't no drama, nothing, big families, everything. If you can relate, comment below.
She said it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, she was spot on. When I heard that, it reminded me of a conversation that I had with one of my children. And he said, you know what, Mama? He said, seem like everybody is on that country tip. I said, I know. I see that. Because let me tell you something. Back in the day, and you talking to somebody who can speak on it, okay? First and foremost, not too many people can say what I'm about to say. Born, raised, and still live in the country, okay? I didn't leave the country, all right? So I know what I'm talking about. But back in the day, country was shamed on. You know, people really tried to make you feel ashamed for being from the rural areas, from the quote unquote the country. All right. So yeah, when I first started working in town, you know, people would say, "Where you from? Where you from?" Because it was just that distinguished. You know, it was clear that I wasn't from that town, and I still get that to this day. I'll still get it. Like if I go to neighboring towns and things like that, they can tell, you know, I'm not from that area. But I'm gonna tell you something one of the elders told me a long time ago. May she rest in peace. She said, you know something about people in town? She said they think they're better than you. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, that reigned to be true. That was the realest thing. Yes, you know, you try to make friends and stuff. They still thought that they were a little bit better than you. It didn't matter if if your father had a good job and you had house and land and all that. That didn't matter. They were living in the project. Okay, no shame on that. Okay, because I had to live in government housing for a minute. You know, with my children, I lived there for 6 months in town, and then I came back to the country. All right, but anyway, they still thought that they were better than me, and I'm like, really? Are you serious? Yeah, Yes, that is the God's honest truth. But moving right along, you know something, and see, I'm a country girl, and I said that television and radio, I have always repped the country. And you know something, and I can give it to those 504 boys. Yes, I can give that to Master P, all of those boys from New Orleans. When they came out, oh, that was liberating for somebody like me, because you got shamed for being from the country. Guys in town, they didn't want to come. Oh, you live too far out. You live too far. You live too far. You know, that's what they'll tell you. Oh, well, no, you know, I ain't got that kind of gas. You know, they tell you that kind of stuff, really. Or I ain't got no car. You know, that kind of stuff. So, yes, but now let's go back. Now, country does profit, because now Beyonce got the country album, Country Carter, I think. I mean, she is making money on those tours. Lil Boosie, let's go back to the rap. Speaking of 504, Blue Boosie, he's got a song called My Countryside. And when we're at the family business, excuse me, my son is playing that all the time. It's like he doesn't get tired of it. But he's got a song called My Countryside. So, but I tried, you know, back in the day when my nephew and my son, they was trying to do the little rap game. Okay, they wouldn't listen to Mama and Auntie Diva. They wouldn't listen to me. I said, look here. I said, if you want to be different, if you want to stick out, you know, do something country, you know, rep the country. Oh, Mama, we ain't doing that. Look at Lil Nas X. He was a sensation. He was very successful. The same thing I tried to get the boys to do, rep the country, do something that no one else is doing. Everybody is rapping about the hood, everybody rapping about money, you know, and all kinds of other stuff, but do something different. But anyway, country does profit. Now here's another thing. Now I'm gonna tell you a pet peeve of mine, and let's see, I'm 7 minutes in. Okay, yep, I want to wrap this up because I have things going on and busy. But hustle and flow. I would encourage Hollywood. Please. I love Tyler Perry also. But whenever you're doing television shows and movies, come down south. And when I say down south, I'm talking country down south. Okay, I'm not talking about in town. I'm talking about country. Because when I grew up, me and my sister, yeah, I said me and my sister. Yeah, me and my sister. Me and my sister, we was playing hopscotch, jacks, Miss Mary Mack. You know how they do on The Color Purple? We got to see if we can still do it, but that's what we used to do all the time. Jump rope. All we had was the pine trees. Our house was filled with pine trees and pine cones. We had a hog pen. I used to feed the hogs, and I used to look forward to feeding them. I used to call them. I ain't gonna call them, y'all. Y'all gonna make fun of Diva, but that's okay. You listening to? Yeah, you listen to the Diva. And you know what? I was telling. I remember I met Silk the Shocker at a concert recently, and we were in the elevator and we were just talking, and I said, Silk, it was because of you guys. Do you know it was you guys that liberated me and made me feel proud of who I was, because so many people were shaming me for where I was and who I was and where I was from. But I said, you know what, Silk? I said, but you guess what? I got an entity with my name on it, okay? Yes, I got a nonprofit that houses guys, okay? Yeah, I got that going on. I said, Silk, I said, I even got property that's paid for. Hello, somebody. Oh, we was testifying. He said, that's what's up, that's what's up, that's what's up. Yeah. So, but now everybody want to come to the country. Ain't that ironic? Everybody, now the country is the place to be. No, I've been told y'all the country was the place to be. You won't find a better people than you will the people in the country. And you know something, let me go back. Speaking of the concert, as I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of the concert, we're leaving, right? Because we had business that we did at the concert, right? And here's the deal. We're leaving, my son and I, we're leaving. And on the way to the car, it was a group of ladies. Now we're walking, and it was one that yelled, she said, hey, where y'all from? Where y'all from? And I turned around, I stopped, I smiled. I said, ma'am, we just country folk. That's all. We just country folk. They said, oh, well, we We from the South. We're from the South too, you know, but they had never seen anything. I don't think they were expecting what we were bringing because we were speaking to everybody. We were speaking to everybody. We was laughing, talking. I mean, we was just right at home. You know, it wasn't no just sitting there staring and looking at people and all that old kind of stuff, standoffish. No, hey, how you doing? You know, y'all all right? You know, is there anything we can do for you? I mean, people were just, they were gravitating to us. They like that countryside. They haven't seen it before, not where we were, where this concert was, you know. So this is what I say. That was not a place for the stuck up and the bougie. That was not the place for it. Yeah, we have to leave them where they at. You know what I mean? But anyway, I got to get out of here. But no, I'm gonna add this, and I don't say this in a braggadocious way, because the next time you eat and look at your clothes that you're wearing, that all came from the country, honey. Yeah, that all came from the country. Okay, so when you're getting stuck up, bougie, thinking you better, hey, go take a look back, because I'm gonna tell you one thing about country folk, baby. It's resources. It's resources in the country, love. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the fiery diva, and this is the hot flash room. And there's nothing hotter than a hot flash.